Hey there, Saki here from Saki Tech, and in this video I want to go over 5 things you should know about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2, which was just recently announced. First and foremost, there are 2 variants of the Tab S2. There's the bigger 9.7 inch and then there's the smaller 8.0 inch version. Now, interestingly enough, other than the actual physical size and the screen size, they both offer the same exact specs. So the first things to know is the complete list of specifications. So let's dive in and take a look at those. As for the processor, we have an octa-core processor. Now, octa stands for 8, so that's 8 total processing cores. It's an Exynos 5433 processor with 4 cores clocked at 1.9 gigahertz and the other 4 clocked at 1.3 gigahertz. And we also have, as for the graphics, which is only CPU chip itself, it's the Mali T760 MP6 GPU. Both of them have 3 gigabytes of RAM. We have an identical screen resolution of 2048 by 1536 on the 9.7 inch and the 8.7 inch, bringing the total screen PPI, pixels per inches, to 264 and 320 respectively. As for the camera, we have an 8 megapixel rear camera with autofocus and a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera. You can either grab one of these starting at 32 gigs or 64 gigs for internal storage. Plus you get the ability to add an SD card, which allows you to add an additional 128 gigabytes of storage. Now, both tablets come with fingerprint scanners, which will probably be just as good as the ones on the Samsung Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge, which works flawlessly. Battery capacity is 5870 milliamp hours on the big guy and 4000 milliamp hours on the smaller guy. Number 2, let's talk about the Super AMOLED screen. Now, firstly, we will have a great screen. There's no question about that. The Tab S already had a phenomenal screen, and the S2 will have a similar screen, similar Super AMOLED technology that is going to be improved even further. So you will get better color reproduction, you'll get better contrast, and you'll get better daylight viewing. So nothing wrong here. Now, what is peculiar is that the screen resolution, the screen size, is identical to the iPad Air 2, which is 2048 by 1536, and the screen PPI, as we just talked a couple seconds ago, is 264 PPI. Is the same exact thing as the iPad Air 2. We'll see what happens when the iPad Air 3 gets released. Samsung doesn't care, man. They'll just copy anything. I'm just kidding. But thank God they didn't copy the dimensions, which is the third point. The Tab S2 tablets are currently the lightest on the market. The 9.7 inch weighs only 389 grams, which is lighter than the iPad Air 2, which weighs 437 grams. The difference is approximately 40-50 grams over there. And the Tab S2, the 8.0 inch, is only 272 grams. We can compare that to the iPad Mini 3 if you want. The iPad Mini 3 is 331 grams versus 272. That's a huge difference as well. So as of now, we have the lighter and the smaller tablet, that's for sure. We'll see what happens when the iPad Air 3 gets released. You guys can tell me what you think will happen, but we can only guess at this point. Number 4, what about the design? The design will include a premium build, Samsung says, and I'm quoting now, stylishly designed with the thinnest and lightest metal frame. So we are going to get metal somewhere. It's going to be the metal frame. Now the question is the frame the trim that is around the edges of the phone, like the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, or is it everywhere? My guess is it's going to be plastic in the back and it's going to be metal frame around the edges of the device, which is not a bad design structure because I like the Note 4 a lot. I do think it's not on par with the other phones out there. For example, the Samsung Galaxy S6 is better than the Samsung Note 4. And finally, expect an August worldwide release, and I can only guess that the prices will be $400 for the 8-inch variant with 32 gigabytes of storage, and $500 for the 9.7-inch model with 32 gigabytes of storage to get you started. And the reason I'm quoting these prices are because historically that is the pricing model Samsung uses for their tablets. If they have an 8-inch, it is in the region of $400. If they have a 10-inch, it's in the region of $500, which is also in line with the competition, so it all makes sense. Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention is the color options. So you can either get a black or a white of either one of these tablets. You don't have a gold color, at least not yet. Okay, you don't have a red color, not yet again. Samsung could change their mind and add a different color very soon. The initial press release doesn't give us all the details. The link to the press release will be down in the description below, so you can go check it out. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this video. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, concerns on the Tab S2 tablets, just drop them below in the comment section. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Give me a thumbs down if you want to show me some hate. I'll take it. Have a great day, guys.